but it looks like Gary Larson's The Far Side is coming back.
Okay.
Do you not know what The Far Side is?
I don't know what The Far Side is.
Oh my god, these comic books. Have you never seen Gary Larson's comics?
No. What is that?
Oh my god.
Saxon was later fired from following the nerd.
Right, Gary Larson was a cartoon comic strip artist and writer and creator and everything else. He worked between 1980 and 1985.
Wait a minute, did they ever release those big bumper books and it was all just wee sketches?
Yes, and it was always
like
Day to Day calendars and everything else. But in 1985, Gary Larson pulled the plug. He says, no, they're absolutely phenomenal, man.
Wasn't it like they were all done in black and white?
Yes.
And it was like a big blue cover.
Yes.
I had that.
Yes.
Ah, thank
Yes.
Christ. And it was like he would draw things like old people chained up and someone with like a tickling stick under their
That
armpit.
is Gary Larson.
I watched
Cows and chickens and little fat kid who was actually meant to be Larson. Yes.
Yes, I know him.
This is the world of Gary Larson.
I know him now.
Do you know what blows my mind is that Gary Larson's actually American because his humour is so Douglas Adams, Blackadder.
Very British,
so
yeah.
British.
Where like he would draw like a hallway at a hotel and someone's putting out a pair of feet for the night instead of their own shoes.
Yeah, just crazy.
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
yeah.
But anyway, the Far Side, right? A few years ago, I spent like £100 and got the complete collected leather bound edition of the Far Side, 3 editions and a slipcover, beautiful.
Nice.
But my wee fella, he loves Larson's cartoons. He just absolutely loves them. The shows, flicks them together and stuff. But he just has this unique, wonderful, askew sense of humour. But in 1985, he himself pulled the plug. He decided that was it. All products were withdrawn. There was no more. I mean, the company was apparently worth millions because they did, as I said, day by days and T-shirts and posters, comics and all sorts of things. But he just pulled the plug on it. However, the website, it was one of the first big websites ever, which came out in 1995 as well. But after 25 years, give or take, a new image, which is on followthenerd.com, has arrived, which is like a guy out in front of an iceberg defrosting the cow and the cat and everything from Larson's cartoons.
Yeah.
And it says on it, what does it say? He says something. Yeah, so it says, uncommon, unreal, and soon to be unfrozen, a new online era of the Far Side is coming. We don't know what this means. It could just mean that Larson has finally decided to put all his stuff online.
Yeah.
Or it might mean that he's bringing out new material.
New stuff, yeah.
But whatever it means, it's really, really big.
Yeah.
It's really, really big. And the funniest thing is, this is one of the biggest hits that we've had in Following the Nerd in the last couple of weeks. And it's a story that I only did because I am a big fan of the Far Side. I didn't really expect it to have much. And it was huge for us. Dude,
honestly, like, it's only when you refresh my memory that I actually remember I had one of his books.
Yeah.
You know, the big bumper book. It was about that thick. It was
because he released them all as volumes, collective volumes.
Yeah, it was like a phone book.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's so weird. I haven't thought about that in about near 19, 20 years now.
Yeah, that's the Far Side. But the funny thing is that I've noticed this more and more is that the stuff that I post on Follow the Nerd, and I know there's a couple of other guys that write for us and everything else, but the majority of the stuff that we post is Doctor Who, Marvel, DC, that would probably Star Wars. Yeah. But it's the stories, the little stories like the Gary Larson piece that are getting the hits.
Yeah.
Because I think people have just got to the point where they're just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, we were talking earlier tonight about things like New Rock Stars or Midnight's Edge or something like that. They only cover the big stuff that's in right now. Mm-hmm. That's part of the reason why everyone's sick of Marvel now, because that's all anyone will ever talk about online is, oh, Marvel this, Marvel that, reacting to TV shows, Walking Dead this, Doctor Who that. And it's oversaturated and it's dying as a result. It's all choking to death. But then when you get something like this story, it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Because people are going, I remember that. Oh my God.
I was genuinely excited to sit and write this.
Yeah.
I was genuinely excited to sit down and write this because I was like, this is personal and means something to me.
Damn right.
And then back to the humdrum. Sony Pictures may be being bought over by Amazon or Apple.
Yeah.
And of course this means that if they're bought over, Spider-Man reverts
back to Marvel. Yeah. I agree with some of the people that have been writing underneath this story what was posted to Facebook. Yeah, and what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sony, I did like this. Sony released a Night Monkey trailer.
Yeah, for Spider-Man, Far
Gotta
From
burn the
Home.
balls in these people.
Yeah, I like that.
You have to burn the balls in these people. Leaked images of Dick Grayson's Nightwing suit from Titans.
I've deliberately not looked at it.
Right.
Because I do plan, eventually, to catch up with Titans and Doom Patrol.
You've seen the first season of Titans?
I've seen the first season of Titans, yeah.
Right. It's been the first...
I don't want to see the Nightwing suit, though. I want that to be a wee surprise whenever I sit down and watch the series.
The images are pretty crap, to be fair.
Okay.
I
I take it it's probably one of the ones straight from the comics,
Yes.
where it's like blue and black and
Yes.
has the bird logo on it.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's basically an all black suit with a blue bird on the front. Yeah, it came back 3 episodes in now. The first episode, do you remember when the first season ended that they never aired the last episode? Do you remember this?
They didn't air the last episode?
No, whenever Titans ended, there was a whole other ending where Trigon actually came back and was defeated.
Alright.
But for some reason they didn't put it out as the season finale.
So what are they doing with it then? Is this going to be like the first episode of season 2?
It's the first episode of season 2.
Oh, it's the first episode of season 2, right.
But instead of it getting a full episode, literally like half the episode is Trigon, and then it goes straight into the story for season 2. And it feels really, really disjointed. You can really feel...
God. That we're one end.
Oh, we need to get this finished. And here we go into a new story.
That's so weird. Why did they do that?
I don't know. I don't understand the thinking behind it. It's so weird. And it just feels then like they just wrapped it up in 5 minutes rather than giving it its due.
Yeah, give it a full, proper story.
That being said, episode 2 and 3 have been brilliant.
Fair enough.
I mean, really, really good. So, yeah, I kind of forgive them in that respect. We're talking about Kevin Smith earlier on. A documentary on the making of Tusk has appeared on his YouTube channel for free.
Okay.
Have you seen Tusk?
I've seen Tusk, yeah.
Is it any good?
Nah.
I haven't bothered seeing it.
It's...
Is it scary? I hear it's not a bad horror movie.
I mean, it has its moments, but it's just such a weird premise.
Yeah.
And it made it even weirder if you've listened to the podcast that inspired it.
Okay.
Because all this began as like this stupid running gag on one of Kevin Smith's Smodco podcasts.
Right.
Which he includes as a bonus feature on the Blu-ray if you buy Tusk.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. It's so insane. And it leaves you with such an uneasy feeling at the end of it.
Right. Is
I
that
mean,
not a good thing? Is that not...
No, in a...
Right, okay.
I mean, it's alright.
See, I like Red State.
Red State's great, yeah.
I really like Red State. I thought he showed great potential. I know, I don't mean to but as a real filmmaker.
Yeah, outside of this stoner slacker comedy branch.
Yeah,
I mean, when he pushes himself, he comes out with some really awesome stuff. Chasing Amy, we were talking about earlier, is a prime example.
Chasing Amy is, to me, is
because it's not dick and fart jokes.
Yeah.
It's a genuine, serious, romantic drama.
Yeah, and he manages to set it in a world that you and I can identify with, and it is funny and it is fun, but it's also very real. Chasing Amy is a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, likewise, the same thing with Red State, because it's Kevin Smith's take on the Westboro Baptist Church. Uh-huh. Brilliant. And then you've got this just... I genuinely believe there's 2 Kevin Smiths out there.
Okay.
Or they're both inside this one man's head, and they're both fighting for control of the wheel.
Yeah.
And one of them's going, haha, dick and fart jokes, stoner comedies, and the other one's going, yeah, but I think we're a little bit better than that now. I think we're going to try something else now. And then, so he goes from something like for me, it's like, it kind of hit rock bottom around the time of Jay and Silent Bob. It started going up a little bit with Clerks 2.
Yes, I like
and it went a little bit higher with Red State. Yeah, that's fine. Kind of went down a little bit with Tusk, hit the fucking floor into the basement with Yoga Hosers.
I refuse to even watch Yoga Hosers. I've seen the trailer for it.
It's
I'm not
appalling. It's an appalling... I know that there's this running joke with Kevin Smith where he tells the story of like people that went to see Mallrats came out going, I can't believe this was the same guy who made Clerks. I finished Yoga Hosers. I came out of that going, I can't believe this is the guy that made Mallrats.
Right.
I mean, there is no... It doesn't even feel like a Kevin Smith movie.
Except that he's in it.
Do you know what it feels like?
Isn't he like a little Nazi
a bratwurst?
Or something?
He's a bratsy. He's because made out of sausages. Do you know what it actually feels like? It feels like an extended sketch that they made specifically to show at Hollywood Babylon. Uh-huh. Do you know, whenever they do Hollywood Babylon and they have, it's the Germans and all that sort of carry on? And they do like Ralph Garman does like 1,000,001 impressions. It's that the movie.
Yeah. I remember listening to him talking about it, and he was like, he really just wanted to see if he could actually get this movie made.
It's if so, it's an interesting experiment. It's not a good movie. It's not a funny movie.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous nonsense.
Well,
I mean,
is it a comedy? Is it a horror? What is it?
question mark.
Right.
No, I'm asking you a question mark. What?
Oh,
but
yeah.
but no, it, honest to God, right? You can't define this movie because it's shot like a comedy. There's no jokes in it. There's horror elements to it that aren't scary. I don't know what this movie is. You can't classify it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like, do you know, like Buffy, where it was like high school drama with horror and comedy.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like that. But I mean, right, I don't even think Kevin Smith knows what yoga is. Because at the end, the two girls in it, like his daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter, they play friends that both have the same first name.
Yes.
So, and they're in Tusk as well for like a couple of seconds. But they team up to defeat the bad guy.
Sorry, because Tusk, Yoga Hosers, and then...
Moose Jaws. Moose
It's
Jaws.
meant to be like a trilogy, like a Canadian
the
trilogy.
True North trilogy, yeah. Oh, Christ. So, like, they basically team up to stop the bad guy using yoga. Now, yoga is not martial arts. They use martial arts to defeat the bad guy.
Right.
And Ralph Garman's in it, playing this insane German scientist who was frozen and woke up too early and educated himself by watching American TV and doing impressions. So he does his Al Pacino impression from Babylon, his Sylvester Stallone, his Schwarzenegger, all the big ones that he does. It's awful. It's truly a
I'm shaking my
terrible,
head. Like, it just sounds horrendous.
terrible movie.
Right, we got our first look at Superman Red Sun, the new DC animated movie, which is coming out early next year. And Jason Isaacs has been cast as Russian Superman.
Oh my God, really?
I think it's really cool.
Oh, class. I do love a bit of Jason Isaacs now.
Do you know what I watched? I haven't watched it in a couple of years. I watched it there over the weekend. Event Horizon.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah, that movie is goddamn insane.
It's so good. I always remember people saying about how scary it is. And I don't really find it particularly scary, to be honest.
No.
But I just love the whole mythology behind it and the whole story and the ship.
The gateway to hell.
You know, that it went to the hell dimension and came back and brought something with it. I just love all that. It's so good.
Oh, man, it's just about the end where Sam Neill loses his shit.
Yeah. Oh. And you know what really... It's so... I'm not... It's spoilers because the movie's like 25 years old. Like Lawrence Fishburne's Captain Miller. He goes to hell at the end of it, like.
Oh, yeah?
He goes to hell. It's so depressing.
I know.
It's so depressing.
It's just the world's biggest downer ending.
It's so depressing. And the other thing about it is Michael Kamen and The Prodigy, the soundtrack to it. Oh my God, the soundtrack's amazing.
It's fantastic. Who was the director of Event Horizon? It was Paul W.S. Anderson.
Paul W.S. Anderson, yeah.
Yeah, what happened, man?
I don't know.
What went on with your life there, man? Jeez.
It's funny, I bought Soldier, the Kurt Russell movie.
I've heard of, not seen.
I saw it when it came out, and I was like, this is absolutely crap, because I love Kurt Russell. I've got the biggest man crush on Kurt Russell. But I was reading the thing about... I watched this channel on YouTube called Good Bad Flicks.
Yes, yeah. I know
and they were talking about Soldier, and I was like, oh, I don't remember all that. Because I always remembered that it was meant to be set in the Blade Runner universe, because it talks about the Battle of the Tannhauser Gate and stuff.
Yeah.
But I put it on the other night, and I watched the first 10 minutes of it, and I was like, no, I can't watch this. This is absolutely shit. It's so bad. But
Escape from LA bad.
I have to be honest with you, right? I have never watched Escape from LA or New York.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're the world's biggest Kurt Russell fan.
I've tried to watch Escape from New York, but I think I came to it too late.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it when I was younger.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I got into it. I love the idea of New York being under siege and just like having these walls around it.
Yeah.
Like that was a class idea, but then like Escape to LA, I watched just out of morbid curiosity and really regretted it.
Yeah, I just think I came to the Snake Plissken too late. It's only really in the last few years I've sat down to try and watch it, and I just couldn't get into it.